Hello and welcome to Thursdays with Annette. Thanks for joining me today because I've got my wok out because I'm making something amazing. So we're going into More Cooking for Two, my latest cookbook, and we're making this little princess here, Satay Beef Stir Fry. It is incredibly delicious and so guilt-free because seriously, satays are very, very high in fat. So this is a great alternative. I'll tell you how good it is as we go. So let's have a look at the ingredients we need for this recipe. So we're going to start with 250 grams of really lean rump steak. Now I'm going to give you the variations later, but for today I'm making it with the rump. You've got onion, green capsicum. I just think it's just goes really well for a satay. I'll give you variations for the capsicum in case you can't eat it. I've got some different spices. We've got coriander, cumin and turmeric, as well as a little bit of chili. I've got garlic, soy sauce, obviously the low salt soy sauce, red curry paste. You know, this is all gonna zing in your mouth, I tell you. We've got a half a cup of water and some corn flour, and the secret ingredient is the peanut butter. And I buy the Bega 25% reduced fat, so it's a little bit better on my hips, but tastes amazing. All right, so I'm gonna do the veggies first, I think. Let's get that out of the way. So I want 2/3 a cup of onion. Now you cut that in half and then slice it. Not too thick, but all the vegetables that are in it is just the onion and the capsicum, just to make it easy. Now I would serve a tossed salad with it for sure. Or vegetables, you could certainly do vegetables on the side, and it is, of course, it really goes well with some rice. So let's break up the onion, and we want 2/3 of a cup. That's a little bit too much, let's take that out. All right. Now we're going to do the capsicum. Now, if you're a bit like me, I've found over time that capsicum repeats on me a little bit and gives me a bit of reflux. So what you can do is you can replace it with other green vegetables, I would suggest. I'm thinking asparagus would be fabulous, and so would green beans, I reckon. So that's your alternative if you're not really good with capsicum. So we're going to cut these into strips. We want 3/4 of a cup. Bit hard to measure strips, but I'll show you how I do it. I mean, just do the best you can. You don't want them to be too thick. And if you're doing asparagus, I'd cut them in half or thirds, and beans, I'd cut them in half. Make sure you use fresh beans though, because that just really makes a difference. Okay, and if you're like me and you make this a lot, you might want to try some different variations. So you could try it with these other ones that I've suggested. So I'm going to gauge about 3/4 of a cup, and I'm thinking I'm going to sort of push it down a bit, and I reckon all this will go in. I mean, it doesn't matter too much if it's a little bit too much, or I'd rather it be a little bit too much than not enough. All right, now we're going to do the steak. Now, I'm going to just cut the steak into strips, okay? And look how beautiful and lean this steak is. It's a rump steak. Now, if you're thinking you'd like to try it without the rump and you want to try something a bit different, depending on the budget as well, you can make it with chicken breast. So it's 250 grams of the lean rump, right? But you can do it with 250 grams of the skinless chicken breast, 250 grams of the lean pork, and you can also do it with 200 grams of tofu. All right. Let's cut this into strips. Sorry, I'm going to cough. Hold on. Got a little bit of a thing going on here at the moment, sorry. I didn't touch my hands, so we're all clean. It's such a great dish, and we have it a lot because it's just so banging with flavour that you're going to want it. I reckon we have it maybe once every 3 weeks, I reckon, at least. And it's a really quick, easy lunch, like for us, because we have our hot meal in lunchtime because we're old. So it's pretty simple. All right, so let's move this out of the way and that out of the way. I've got my veggies here to go in shortly, but I want to put the meat in first. I'm going to cook that first, and then we're going to take it out. Now, this is my secret to having juicy, fabulous steak, because if you leave it in, it just stews away and becomes quite dry. So I'll just, you want it to be sizzling as you're putting it in. That way it's going to seal the meat really well. And do this with chicken and the pork as well. And with tofu, you want to get it nice and browned on the outside. What would it be like with prawns? I reckon prawns would be nice too. So you just use green prawns. Now, satay is so high in fat, I can sort of tell you now. Let me put this in the dish. I'm going to wash my hands, put these in the soapy sink. Let's bring our sizzling steak over. Yeah, so we just need to cook it, okay? Just cook it to where it is. Now, but traditionally, satays are really high in saturated fat, especially for anyone on a weight loss program, or you have diabetes or a heart problem. You want the lower fats as much as you can. So instead of it being 45, at least this dish would be 45 grams of fat, I'm sure, if you're making or buying it at the shops or making it the traditional way. My way, it's 12 grams with the beef. Yep. It's 8.3 with the chicken, it's 8.1 with the pork, and it's 13.6 with the tofu. So you can see, this is why we have it quite regularly. Now, I can still see a little pink in there. I'm done with that. I think that's perfect. I don't want to overcook it. I just want it cooked to close to perfection. Now what I do is respray my wok. And remember, I'm using the rice bran spray in here because I'm using my amazing Neothlam wok. I just love cooking out of this wok, I've got to tell you. Oh, let's put the garlic in first. We want half a teaspoon of garlic. And this makes enough for 2 people. Obviously, it's out of more cooking for 2. But like, you know, if you're a family of 4 or 6 or whatever, or you've got people coming over, then just double or triple the recipe. It's not hard to add up. What's hard is going down. And that's why I've produced these books, the Cooking for Le Tour and the More Cooking for Le Tour, because people agree with me. It's bloody hard. It really is hard to get a recipe that serves 6 and you go, I only want 2 serves. How the heck do I divide an egg up? It can be hard, I tell you. All right, but then you know what? You don't have to worry because I've done it for you. All right, let's bring all these yummy things over. Oh my God, look at that peanut butter. This is the piece de resistance in it. We're just going to cook these for a couple of minutes so they just start to cook a little bit. We don't want them hard, but we don't want them overcooked either. And the good thing about this recipe is if you only, say your husband doesn't like this type of food and you want it for yourself, you can do the 2 serves, divide it up and freeze the other serve for a later time because it freezes. It'll freeze for months. You'll have no problems with that because there's no dairy in it, so it's going to freeze really well. So that's my little tips for you. Okay, let's get doing with the spices. Let's get it all spicy. All right, so we're going to start with coriander first. And we're going to do half a teaspoon of the coriander spice. Then we're going to do a quarter of a teaspoon, oh no, I've got to pick up the chilli. A quarter of a teaspoon of cumin. Quarter of a teaspoon of turmeric, which will give it a nice colour. See how easy it is with the spoons? Now we're going to flip it down to an 1/8. Yes, and in that goes. Let's just toss that. So it's going to just have so much beautiful flavours. You're going to just absolutely love it. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in a teaspoon of red curry paste. I'll just move it to a teaspoon. There we go. Now we want to cook that off like we did cook off the... It really activates the spices if you just toss them for a minute or so. Now we're going to mix the corn flour. Now we want 2 teaspoons. 2 teaspoons of corn flour in the 1/2 cup of water. Let's just give that a quick little whisk, and we're going to just put that in now. Look, you can see I'm racing ahead here now. It takes no time at all. In goes our peanut butter, and I've got the soy sauce to go in as well. Get all that peanut butter in. We want 2 teaspoons of soy sauce, and it's the low salt soy sauce, of course. That's good for your heart, good for your hips. There we go. Beautiful. Now, I want you to blend in that peanut butter really well. Oh, yum. Oh, I love it. I get excited about food. And I love entertaining and serving gorgeous food up to people and spoiling them. But I think I'll be spoiling myself with lunch today because I'll be eating this. In goes the beef. Do not forget that. And now all you have to do is coat it with the sauce and the veggies. And our satay beef, boom, is done, ski. Oh, yeah. All right, let me just clean up my mess because I want to show it off. I've got my plate here. I've actually cooked brown rice with it today because we like to mix it up. All right, this is for 2. So I'm going to now work out how to divide it. So I'm just going to go down the middle. Yep. Serve this magnificent feast up. Oh, like the flavour is just epic. It really is. And what I love is that, you know, for people that are watching their weight and their health and that, this is definitely too good to be true. It really is. So there is our magnificent satay beef stir fry. It's from More Cooking for 102. Turn that off. Now, if you want to win, yes, of course. What are you going to have? Well, you're going to have the More Cooking for 2 so you can make the satay yourself. Then, because I'm giving away a lot this year, I'm also going to include a sample of each of my shake flavours for you to try. Yes, so you've got your iced coffee, creamy vanilla, the wicked chocolate and the dairy-free vanilla. So you've got each of those to try. All you do is mix it with some icy cold water. I had my vanilla shake this morning and I had frozen strawberries in it. So I put it in my blender, zhuzh it up, and it's a strawberry shake. I'll never do flavoured strawberry, you know, shakes or banana. They taste so fake and very sweet and horrible. Put the fresh stuff in, like frozen mango. I do frozen pears, raspberries, blueberries, frozen banana even. I freeze, you know, when they go a little bit brown, I put them in and freeze them. Because when it's frozen, it zhuzhes it up something fabulous. Yeah, all right, so you're going to get that and the book. How are you going to do that though? It's important you follow the criteria. If you want to be a winner. So all you have to do is like, share, and in the comments, hashtag Symply Too Good. Put that in the comments and I'm going to pick 3 fabulous winners who will get a personally signed copy, yes you will, of book More Cooking for 102, as well as enjoy those shakes. So you know what? I'm looking at this now thinking, who knew weight loss could be so deliciously healthy? Say it with me, people. Who knew weight loss could be so deliciously healthy? Boom. Yum-o. Now, if you want any more tips or recipes, you know where to go. Simply2good.com.au. It's all there for you. Great resources, some recipes. Check out all the things in the shop. Lots of fun things in the shop. Anyway, for now, lunch is done. I'll see you next week. Oh, what is next week? You don't know. Okay, pear and walnut salad. For goodness, how could I forget that? It is such a fantastic dessert. It's often served in fancy restaurants, things like that. Oh no, we're going to fancy it up in our kitchen next week here. Perfect for going into the holiday season. So that's out of book 6, I think, and more cooking as well. Anyway, that's what we're doing. Pear and walnut salad next week. See you then. Bye.